Here we go. UFC Fade of the Week. Hey, if this is your first time visiting, all we do is take Jacob's lock of the week and apply it to our machine learning system. So he has Dion Barbosa this week. Last week he had Julia Pilastri as the underdog. Julia Pilastri, we had Lupita Godinez. And hey, we provide a synopsis on it, proschmobets.com, or you watch the videos on this channel. That assists as well. It's not as detailed, all right, as the synthesis, as the synopsis between data, qualitative, quantitative data we put together for you. Now, this week, I understand he's got like 3 dogs lined up, but he went for a prop on Dion Barbosa. We'll start with Victor Henry. Victor Henry, he thinks, is a good dog. Pedro Falcao is a good dog against the catch wrestler, Taekwondo base in Victor Henry. And he thinks that Pedro Falcao is very relentless. We agree. Pedro Falcao, this fight has to go to decision or it's submission by Pedro Falcao. Now, if you're asking what the hell is catch wrestling, very simple, is very aggressive. It's offensive. It's looking to pin. It's aggressive in leg locks and so on and so forth. It's a niche. It's very respected. And other art forms in mixed martial arts like judo have applied a lot of its techniques, okay, even in its development. So you can read more about it. Actually, the grapplers in jiu-jitsu and catch wrestlers, they get into these, debates. And, with that said, Pedro Falcao's got the cardio, to be able to pursue this relentless game plan. And he changed his grappling. Well, he does, with his ability to get Henry down. I think he could win this fight. So it's not a bad dog, and Victor Henry is a very favorite position here with the public. I think he'll look very good on the scales, and but the age, man, right? So if you ride the trend, you got to take Pedro Falcao, much younger. There's more leverage, longevity between contract and what he could do here with the bantamweights. Pedro Falcao's got somewhat of an adopted fight style like that of Alexander Pantoja. Victor Henry's striking, his footwork is quite choppy, and I'd like to see the scrambles here. It's going to look like a grappling match, and I think that why not? If Pedro Falcao's plus 180, that should be the bet. Actually, now we move on to Rhys McKee. He has Rhys McKee over Daniel Frunza. We tend to agree here too. Rhys McKee, this guy, he fought Chidi and Chukwani and Ange Lusa. In those fights, we noticed that he's developed this clinch game. So he's taking his opponent to the octagon wall, and it appears he's buying minutes now. So it's part of his plan, his game planning around his right hand that he really wants to use to knock his opponents out. All right, and I think he might get that here. He could knock out Daniel Frunza. All right, now Daniel could, take him down, and that'll be boring there. You'll have a boring decision by Daniel Frunza, or Rhys McKee could, wear him down against the wall, and hope for that finish, man. He's overdue for one. So that's how that fight goes there. Okay, and finally he has the Pat Sabatini against Joanderson Brito. Hey, he said if in round 1 Joanderson Brito can't get Pat Sabatini out, Pat Sabatini could certainly grapple. And now here's the thing. This is why Pat Sabatini is impressive, man. He passes guard. He chain wrestles. He's always advancing position. This guy is phenomenal. He's got to get his hands on you, though. Now here's the thing. This is the smaller octagon. This is advantageous to both. So how this plays out is very exciting. But one thing's for sure. I don't think Brito's going to have that round 2, round 3 cardio if he's scrambling with Pat Sabatini. And I think Pat, after being finished and, watching how Brito enters into his boxing range, I think he's going to use that, as an advantage. So could he potentially be the dog here? 100%. He could be the dog here. Whereas I believe he could get this fight won. Now, for the Dion Barbosa fight and the prop, hey, listen, she is moving up in weight. Dion Barbosa is moving up in weight. Diana Belbita is moving up in weight. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing: she did have her arm, her tendon had to get repaired. So Molly McCann did snap that arm, and it's unfortunate that Belbita, having good grappling, just continues to get submitted. All right. Now, both these girls are kickboxers. Both of them are judo practitioner. Now, here's the thing, though. Dion Barbosa's cardio is incredibly suffering. She does not have round 2, round 3 cardio, especially if she will be throwing Belbita and be Belbita scrambling on her feet. Okay, on the feet, Belbita's got the volume, and she'll have the range control now. She's where she should be as a flyweight. Barboza is power, and her shots are not aligning well. It's very predictable too. You could definitely coach, and you could definitely strategize around Barboza's strike game. Something you could see this with Miranda Maverick. Now, when they both come together in the clinch, are we going to see Dion Barboza throw Belbita? She could certainly do so, but we'll see what the judo holds for Belbita. This is a young lady that was practicing judo since the age of like 12, something near and around the same for Dion Barboza. Could Dion submit Belbita? I don't think in this weight class she could. All right, I really don't. I think folks are confusing her with Gabriela Fernandez. Gabriela Fernandez, the flyweight, is not Dion Barboza. Okay, if you see all of Dion Barboza's fights, again, the striking is too predictable. The sequences, the shot selection is too predictable. Where she is good is, man, throwing these girls around. All right, something like Stephanie Egger, these judo practitioners. All right, so yeah, that's it. So for our lock, let's see if we had a lock of the week this week. We're certainly sticking with Pat Sabatini. If there's anything you want to hammer, in our opinion, on this fight card, it would be that fight that were very close. All right, especially when you've seen what the Joanderson Brito looked like against Jonathan Pierce. So I think there's a lot of tape now on Brito. He's a huge public side. There's a lot of money on him, too many parlays on him. So I think on metrics, it makes a lot of sense to bet it. And hey, it would be nice to get another win for his camp here with Renzo Gracie in Philadelphia, Sean Brady, Joe Pyfer next if Pat Sabatini secures the bag. You heard it here first. For more information, visit us at proschmobets.com.